When we last left our intrepid heroes, Captain Zamira had betrayed them by leading them into a trap, allowing the cult of Setekh to ambush them and destroy their sand ship. Fleeing into the desert, the survivors stumbled upon a cursed oasis where the water turned black and the dead whispered from the shadows. There, Lazar was corrupted by the Obsidian Scarab he had seized, sacrificing himself in a horrific explosion of dark magic. The Scarab's destruction hurled the survivors into the hidden Sapphire Tombs, buried beneath the sands. Now, deep within the tombs, they face the daunting task of freeing or containing the imprisoned First Pharaoh before the cult can claim him. Buckle your belts and tighten your britches, because it's time for the next episode of The Big Quest Ion!
Hello and welcome back to the Big Quest Ion. This is episode 5 in our AI-driven mini-series, The Curse of the Black Pyramid. If you haven't listened to the first 4 episodes, I highly suggest you go back and listen to those episodes now. Otherwise, what you're about to listen to will not make a lot of sense, barely makes sense, even if you have listened to those first 4 episodes. Dedicated longtime listeners of the BQI will be aware that the show is written in part by AI, but not completely. That would be terrible. In our case, we use it kind of like a random plot generator. It writes some dialogue, it creates some characters, but mostly it is like the invisible hand of chance. This show is part narrative quest, part role-playing, part exploration of AI's ability to tell good stories, part existential artist panic, but mostly it's just 2 dudes chopping it up across the ocean. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that's a pretty confusing and convoluted premise for a podcast, Taylor. Well, you're kind of right, but we make it easy for you to know what's going on. So, when you hear the sound design, that's how you know the script was written by AI. And when it cuts out, that's when you know it's just the boring old chiseled into a cave wall human intelligence, including the commercials. That's all human. A little bit of business before we get on with it. We do our best to bleep the curse words, words like f*** and sh** and etc. But mature themes do abound on the BQI, and this episode in particular involves a little bit of magical violence. Nothing too crazy, but listener discretion is advised. One last little thing for our Patreon supporters. We have an extended version of this episode on Patreon with about 45 minutes of extra content. Some stuff got a little bit weird, and we cut a lot out for this episode, but if you're interested in taking a look under the hood of how we produce this show, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes extras in that extended episode on Patreon. All right, let's get on with the show. A lot has happened in the last 4 episodes, and there's a lot of ways that we could take this plotline forwards. I mean, what do you think?
Look, my opinion is that we seek the heart of Setekh, if not only to advance the story and round things off. It's a shame that we just learnt about Lazar and why he's so invincible, only for him to die immediately. But then again, classic setup, So...
it's like a serious rug pull on Lazar.
And he didn't die. He died in a pretty glorious way, so there we go. And his death was relevant to the story, so he played his part. Thank you, Lazar. We thank you greatly.
And, hey, once again, giving the AI the benefit of the doubt, what would be the worst possible way for a flashy, fun character like Lazar to die? It would be immediately after we learn his backstory and hope that he'll stick around.
That is pretty bad luck.
It's bad luck for everyone involved. Like, there's a meta aspect to that.
The first time he's got friends that he can be honest with about his curse, and that's the worst luck of all.
But I'm even talking in a more meta sense. Like, it's literally right after we both got excited about his backstory.
Exactly.
They killed him. And so that's truly the most unlucky time for him to die is right after we got psyched to have him around for a while. I feel like the AI is doing itself a disservice here, or not even, it's just f***ing up. But there's 2 things in the Sapphire Tombs that it has set up for us. 1, the heart of Setekh. 2, the First Pharaoh. So 2 things are happening here. If we recall what we learned, the Scarab is the key to stopping the cult from binding the soul of the first pharaoh to Setekh.
To the heart of Setekh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Which kind of logic police here, unless I'm misremembering this cockamamie swirling weirdo story, why would bringing the key back to the Sapphire Tombs be the reason?
Well, unless the cult had the heart of Setekh, but they didn't have access to the first pharaoh, and that was the scarab. Is that right? So the cult have the heart of Setekh, which has some pretty decent power, but they couldn't get access to the first pharaoh, and that was what the scarab was for, the key to the Sapphire Tombs.
Okay, it says, so the guardian spirit says,
"You seek to defy Setekh? Then carry the Obsidian Scarab to the Sapphire Tombs. Use it to shatter the chains binding the first pharaoh before the cult makes him a vessel of darkness."
Okay, but also there was some other information.
"The first pharaoh lies beneath the sands, his soul shackled to the heart of Setekh."
You were right. Okay, so the first pharaoh is shackled to it. The Obsidian Scarab is a fragment of Setech's power, forged to bind souls and open the gates of the Black Pyramid. You've condemned them all. So, like, yeah, I'm confused. Like, don't the cultists need that in order to do what they're trying to do with the first pharaoh?
They also had a pretty good go at getting Setekh out of the pyramid in the first place, but then maybe we foiled that.
Yeah, I don't know if we actually opened. No, well, we didn't open the Black Pyramid.
No.
He came out of the earth, like a hand from the earth. So, okay, so like just in terms of doing good storytelling here, I guess, I mean, we need to just remind it. Be like option D. We go find the first pharaoh before the cult of Setekh can steal his soul? Is that what it is?
Before they can shackle.
I'm literally just going to copy and paste its terminology up here. Not that it remembers, but...
Yeah. The beauty is, as true, pure creatives and us having this experiment into AI, I'm kind of glad that, frankly, AI is just is pretty limited in its capacity to write concise storytelling.
Yeah. It's like if a 4-year-old had the vocabulary of a 50-year-old.
An adult, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like the decisions it makes are ridiculous, but the way it describes them are really impressive. Like you and I have both kind of at times been like, oh my gosh, that description is wildly good. Like, so it has moments of brilliance.
Just to confirm though, did I miss something? Did Puds get hold of the scarab? Because how did they get the scarab when I thought it exploded with Lazar?
Oh, did it? Is it gone? Hang on.
The scarab's light flickers, then explodes in a shockwave of green energy.
Okay. So they don't have it anymore, is what we're kind of thinking. Okay. So if we're going to free the first pharaoh, we need to figure out a different way to do it because we don't have the key to the chains anymore. The scarab got us in here, but I think that's as far as the cat's little magical theft can really take us.
Do we know the cultists are already there, or did they need the scarab to try and get in?
I think we were racing against... I'm kind of giving the cultists more agency than us mere mortals. I feel like it's like, we got a bunch of these keys or something. We own this tomb or something. So like, this was our only shot, but they have multiple shots is how I'm reading this. I mean, I'm being very generous here. Okay, so option D, our heroes try to free the first pharaoh without the power of the scarab. Let's see how that goes.
The big quest I own, our quest starts now.
Chapter 5, The Sapphire Tombs.
The air is suffocating, thick with dust and the scent of ancient death. The walls are carved with hieroglyphs of battle and betrayal, glowing faintly with a sickly green light. Puds, Archibald, and the Black Cat move cautiously through the corridors, weapons drawn, eyes flicking to every shadow. Their footsteps echo, soft but tense, across the cold stone. Behind them, the sand still shifts from their violent fall. There is no way back.
Great. Trapped in the tomb. I love it. This is exactly how I wanted to spend my evening, you know. getting mauled by mummy ghosts.
Stop complaining and move. The cult will be here soon.
Assuming they aren't already.
They stumble into a vast chamber. Massive stone columns rise like the trunks of petrified trees, each inscribed with glowing ancient words. In the center, an enormous sarcophagus of black obsidian rests upon a dais, bound in glowing silver chains that pulse like veins. The air hums with power, cold and biting.
The First Pharaoh.
Right, so we found him. Now how do we unfind him before the cult turns him into a zombie king?
The Obsidian Scarab is gone, consumed by Lazar. They have no key. Whatever. Archibald, shaking, moves closer to the sarcophagus. His fingers hover over the glowing chains, eyes wide with a mix of fear and awe.
If we break these chains before the cult reaches him, then maybe we can stop them from turning him into a vessel.
And do what? Wake him ourselves. We don't even know if he's on our side.
Oh, I like those odds. Hell, I'd rather wake up Mummy King Angry Pants than let the cult do it. Worst case, we die horrifically.
That is the worst case, you are correct.
Archibald's eyes flicker over the glyphs on the sarcophagus. His hands tremble as he traces the symbols, lips moving soundlessly.
Wait, these glyphs aren't seals. They're warnings.
Of what?
The First Pharaoh. He wasn't just buried here, he was imprisoned. They bound him to stop him from... Oh gods, it's not just Setekh they feared. It was him.
The ground trembles faintly. In the distance, a faint chant echoes, the cult moving closer. Time is running out. Archibald backs away from the sarcophagus, eyes wide.
If we leave him, the cult uses him. But if we free him, we're gambling everything.
Then we break the chains and pray he's not as bad as Setekh.
Oh, I'll pray all right, yeah, to the gods of punching things really hard.
The chains glow, humming with ancient magic. The air crackles with power, dark and wild, waiting to be unleashed. Without the Obsidian Scarab, each character must try their own way to break the chains. Right, well, listen, Puds is, he can snuffle, and as we know, he is able to engorge. So naturally, he is going to be, whilst flustered and wants to show that he has initiative, runs over to the sarcophagus and shoves his little fingers and hand into the chain, and then asks Archibald to make him angry, with thought that if he engorges within the chain, it might just break them.
I kind of hope that someday we have merch for Puds that's like, you know how like police have like to protect and serve,
to snuffle and engorge.
Exactly, yeah. That's the knight's creed of the Hedgehog Knights, and to snuffle and engorge. Chance of success. I'm going to go 25%.
Yeah.
Honestly, 20.
It's about all he deserves, to be honest. The air is icy cold and humming with dark energy. Glowing silver chains pulse slowly, binding the massive obsidian sarcophagus on the dais. Puds, Archibald, and the Black Cat stand before it, shadows flickering in the green light. Puds, still in his small form, eyes the chains with a mix of rage and grim determination. His claws flex, his eyes flick to the distant corridor where the faint, eerie chant of the cult echoes through the darkness.
All right, plan is, I'll grab the chain, you make me mad as hell, I swell up, and we'll see if these damn things snap.
That's not a plan. That's desperate flailing.
Yeah, well, we're all fresh out of alchemy grenades, Professor Dickweed, so get to the insults.
I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, well, we're all fresh out of alchemy grenades, Professor Dickweed, so get to the insulting before I quill you something unholy.
Fine.
Puds rushes over to the sarcophagus and rams his fingers between the chains.
Your quills look like angry pine cones, and you smell like a burnt ferret.
You call that an insult? I will end you, but that was rubbish.
Puds grits his teeth, eyes narrowing, his fur bristles slightly, but he doesn't grow.
Right. Okay. Also, your fighting style is basically a toddler having a tantrum with knives.
Puds' claws dig into the stone, eyes twitching. Still, he doesn't swell.
You better pray these chains kill me, Rigsby, because if they don't, I will do better.
Archibald's eyes flick desperately to the corridor. The cult's chant is getting closer. He takes a breath, eyes narrowing.
And no wonder Zahira died. She was always cleaning up your messes. Wow!
Burn!
What?
Wow, no way!
Man.
The girl Puds didn't give a fuck about.
Oh, no.
No, you couldn't. How could
Wow.
you? To be fair, Puds did have a full-blown existential meltdown afterwards.
It's true. So,
you know.
okay, good on the AI for actually remembering that, because I truly did not expect it to do a callback. I thought it was going to come up with something random, but it didn't.
To be honest, I think it should be more about the fact he's never going to be a king. It's just like you've got as much chance of being the whatever, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't feel like we established enough of a relationship between Puds and Zahira for that to be what actually does it.
I agree. I'm impressed by the callback, but I think we should let the AI take another swing at this.
Archibald takes a deep breath, eyes flicking nervously to the glowing chains, to the sarcophagus, to the dark corridor where the cult's chant grows louder. His hands tremble slightly, but his eyes narrow with desperate determination.
You know what, Puds? I've been meaning to tell you this for a long time. You're not a knight. You're not even a squire. You're a 1-foot-tall, quill-covered rage potato with delusions of grandeur.
Puds' eyes narrow dangerously, claws flexing on the chain. His fur bristles slightly, but he doesn't grow. Not yet.
You think your hedgehog kingdom is out there somewhere just waiting for you? No, because if it ever did exist, they would take one look at you, at your ridiculous tiny sword, and your mangled haircut, and decide that they were better off extinct. I bet they voted unanimously to leave you behind just so that they wouldn't have to listen to your endless, mindless, quill-flinging rants about honor and vengeance and whatever.
It's Taylor from the edit room. The AI ended up writing something like a 5 or 6 minute soliloquy. It's just too long for the episode. If you want to listen to the full thing, you can find it out on Patreon. Otherwise, we're just gonna kind of cut to the chase.
If Setekh himself saw you, he'd probably just pat you on the head and tell you to go scurry back to your little hole, because even a dark god wouldn't waste time killing something so small and sad.
Puds' eyes snap wide, his breath catches, and then he roars. His body swells, muscles bulging, quills bristling like spears. The chain groans, metal creaking, silver light flickering. The sarcophagus trembles. A faint crack spiders across one of the cursed wards. Dark energy seeping out like black smoke.
Rotting, ink sniffing, potion donkey loving.
The ground trembles beneath him, but the chain only shudders. It doesn't break.
Oh.
The chain pulses violently, then releases a shockwave of silver energy. It backfires, blasting Puds across the chamber. Puds slams into a stone column, quills snapping. We don't know how hedgehogs hit walls. He crumples to the ground, barely moving, eyes unfocused. His fur is burned, quills shattered, his left arm hangs limp.
Oh, Puds!
Idiot. The chains are cursed. You can't break them with brute force.
Puds stirs weakly, groaning, his eyes flicker, dazed.
Oh, damn, that's a bad headache.
The chain glows brighter, stronger. The backlash has fortified it.
So, Archibald, what does he do?
He's done a lot of potions. I feel like we're missing his engineering ingenuity as well.
We've done potions. You know, he can't like sweet talk his way through this one, but what if he has like a little invention of some kind that was given to him by one of his many former lovers that is like the perfect tool for the job?
I've been waiting for so long. just this moment. Archibald, trembling and bloodied, pulls himself up against the sarcophagus. His eyes flicker to the silver chains, glowing brighter, cursed wards thrumming with dark energy, pulsing like a dark heartbeat.
Gods were dead. Oh, gods were so dead.
His fingers fumble with his pack, trembling violently until they brush against something cold and metal. He pulls out a small, elaborate device, a twisted clockwork cylinder of brass and obsidian, etched with delicate runes and fitted with tiny violet crystals that pulse faintly with energy. The arcane screw.
Would you say it vibrates with energy? I want the record to show that AI chose this. I didn't give it a steer or be on the nose. It chose this device.
A twisted clockwork cylinder of brass and obsidian, etched with delicate runes and fitted with tiny violet crystals.
Oh, God. I never thought I'd actually use this thing. I thought I'd just, keep it as a souvenir.
The black cat narrows its eyes, tails lashing impatiently.
Well, stop muttering and use it. I mean, wait, what is it?
Just a little parting gift from a woman who was way too good for me, if you know what I mean. Inventor. Brilliant one. We had a very productive weekend. I might have saved her village from a fire demon or something, and she might have thanked me. Thoroughly, repeatedly, for days. Ooh, man.
Rigsby, do you ever not think about your penis?
No, not a day goes by. She gave me this as a farewell gift. Called it the Arcane Screw. She said it could unwind anything. Locks, curses, pants. It didn't matter. Never had the guts to try it. But I did think that I would save it for a special occasion.
The black cat snarls impatiently, claws flexing.
All right, well, get on with it, you freak.
Archibald fumbles with the device, twisting a series of delicate dials. The violet crystals pulse and vibrate brighter. Gears... I didn't need to add it there as well. Gears clicking with a soft, ominous rhythm. He presses the tip of the cylinder against the chains, and it latches on with a faint hiss. The crystals glow, dark energy surging through the device.
Here goes everything.
He twists the cylinder sharply. The device hums violently, gears spinning, runes flaring with bright violet light. The chains pulse, trembling. For a breathless moment, the chains dim.
Come on, just a little more. Just a little more.
A shockwave of black energy explodes from the chain, surging back through the arcane screw. The device shrieks, gears sparking, crystals cracking.
Oh, gods. Oh, gods!
The device detonates in his hands with a sickening crunch, dark energy tearing through him like barbed wire. His arms snap backward with a horrific crunch, bones shattering.
Oh.
Dark fire spreads across his chest, tendrils sinking into his flesh, veins blackening.
Oh, no.
Dearie me,
Oh,
Archie.
man, Archibald really went for it.
Archibald collapses to the floor, convulsing, dark blood pouring from his mouth. His eyes roll back, body jerking violently as dark energy pulses through his veins, scorching them black.
Archibald! No!
The violet crystals on the broken arcane screw pulse violently, then shatter, fragments embedding in his hand. The sarcophagus trembles. The backlash has fortified the seals further.
Idiot. The cursed backlash feeds on attacks. The more you try to break it, the stronger it gets. Even though I totally goaded you into doing that.
Yeah, it's like you've told both of us to do something now.
Then how do we break it, Whiskers? We're out of stupid plans.
The black cat's eyes narrow, shadows flickering.
There's only one way. We don't break the chains. We turn them. Unravel the curse from the inside.
And why have you only just said that now?
Seriously.
And how the hell do we do that?
Let's just let it roll and see what it does.
Yeah. The black cat stands alone, shadows curling around its paws, eyes narrowed with cold fury. The silver chains pulse darkly, curse wards thrumming like a heartbeat, glowing with vicious energy.
Idiots. All of you. You just had to smash and blast and poke the seals until they got stronger. If we survive this, I'm killing you both.
Off your stuff! You're the one that told us to do this in the first place! Arrogant, knobhead, desert-dwelling monkey!
We've got 4 arms between us and 3 of them are broken, you son of a bitch!
The black cat pads forward, eyes flickering with dark light. It takes a slow breath, then mutters an incantation in a low, ancient tongue.
Shara, Sa. Iron bind thee, by sand and shadow, by blood and bone. unravel thy curse to the black sun's light.
The shadows surge, wrapping around the chains, sinking into the cursed wards. The chains tremble, the cursed wards flicker, the silver light dimming. The sarcophagus pulses ominously, dark energy seeping from the cracks like black smoke. The wards pulse violently, then surge back with brutal force. A shockwave of dark energy explodes from the chains, slamming into the black cat with a sickening crunch.
Oh, damn.
The cat is hurled backward like a ragdoll, slamming into a stone column with the crack of bone. Shadows writhe around it. There's a lot of blood dripping and dark energy slamming and geez.
I know, right? Man.
The distant chant rises, boots echoing through the dark corridor, words twisted and ancient. They are almost upon them.
Choices! The final stand! Option A, unleash the First Pharaoh.
What?
We just tried. We tried, bro.
Isn't that what they were doing?
All right.
Break the last chains. Unleash the First Pharaoh completely, gambling that he'll turn on the cult before them. Option B, reinforce the chains. Use the last of their strength to fortify the seals until they can find a way to destroy the heart of Setekh. Option C, bargain with the cult. Surrender and bargain with the cult to buy time, risking betrayal and execution. Choose wisely.
Wow. 95.9 WBQI. Broadcasting at the speed of light. Your connection to intergalactic pirate radio.
We'll be right back.
Stage of WBQI.
BQI FM!
Have you been injured in a tomb, dungeon, or magical labyrinth? Then you need to call Chud and Chud Injury Attorneys.
Turned into stone by a snake-headed freak?
Bones shattered attempting to unbind magical chains? But
And Chud
will get you the compensation
You deserve.
We've won our clients millions in drachma?
Yeah.
Drachma. Millions in drachma!
Real money.
But don't take our word for it. Just listen to one of our most satisfied clients.
I was locked in a tower by my evil stepmother. She even climbed my hair whenever she visited. Chud and Chud got me justice. Now that bitch is dead.
Don't waste one more second letting magical assholes ruin your life. Call Chud and Chud today. Welcome back to the Big Quest, Ion.
Hi.
Allegedly, this is the final stand. I mean, it doesn't feel like the final stand to me just because it really seems like our characters are just beyond busted. So
I kind of honestly felt like it when I was reading it. I felt like we were all going to pass out because of our copious amounts of wounds, and that we were then going to be back into a situation where, you know, whether it's stone slab or not, it's sort of like the cult takes us hostage.
Stone slab.
back at the big. Hey, that would actually be pretty funny if like Taruk's there. It's like, welcome back, everybody.
Okay, so we got three options to choose from. Option A, unleash the First Pharaoh, which, I mean, what the do you think we've been doing for the last 20 minutes? We've been trying to do exactly that, and now we all have broken arms. And so I don't think that's really... I mean, it would be funny if we just said, yeah, we choose option A, unleash the First Pharaoh. And it's like, oh, and he just pops out.
This is the first time that it's actually sort of kind of contradicted itself so clearly. And like offered something that we'd already failed at. As an option.
Yeah, I think I do believe that the longer it goes, the more it starts to lose its mind a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And it's almost like we kind of need to throw some real spanners at it.
Yeah.
It seems to react better to grander scale shifts rather than subtle ones.
Yeah, for sure. We can't not awaken this Pharaoh guy. It's just a question of like,
of course.
who gets to awaken him. Deep down in the caverns, a guttural noise. Oh, you sons of bitches! Cool, we'll open the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like it makes the most sense. Okay, option B is to reinforce the chains, because okay, hang on. Okay, let's look at this. This has become kind of difficult to really follow the plot, in my opinion, as to like, is the First Pharaoh a risk that we want to open? Because okay, here's how I understand the story so far. The cult wants to take the First Pharaoh and use it. Like, I'm thinking the First Pharaoh is kind of like a sentient nuclear bomb type situation where it's like, you don't really want to have to use it yourself, but you also don't want the bad guys to have it. So we were here trying to open this sarcophagus with the hopes that the First Pharaoh would be convinced to become on our team, I guess. Whereas the cult is trying to open it and use him to become someone on their team, I guess. So our choices now stand at unleash the First Pharaoh, break the chains, and unleash the First Pharaoh completely, gambling that he'll turn on the cult before us, essentially. And we risk unleashing worse things. I mean, so far, it seems like it's going pretty bad for us. Option B, use the last of our strength to fortify the chains until they can find a way to destroy the heart of Setekh, which risks the cult breaking through before we finish. Or option C, bargain with the cult. Surrender and bargain with the cult to buy time, risking betrayal and execution, potentially gain information about the heart of Setekh.
C is definitely the one that's most interesting. I like the idea. Yeah, we've done all the reinforcing, the strength, the fighting, the unleashing, the da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, nah, let's just attempt diplomacy for a change instead of having Cord charge in with his axe head first, or Rigsby just launching potions over people. Anyway, yeah.
I think I mean, you know, in my heart, I want Cord to show up here and save the day, but I also feel like we've got to start tying off some of these loose ends, you know, and like we've still got General Hakao out there. We've got Setekh. We've got the heart of Setekh. We got the First Pharaoh.
Long old journey ahead of us.
Yeah, we've got to like start wrapping shit up. And so, like, in my opinion,
I feel like Frodo and Sam when they get to like Mordor and then they get picked up by Faramir, and he's like, "We're going all the way back to Minas Tirith," and he's like, "Oh, but we got so fucking far to go already. You're gonna take us all the way back there just so we have to go all the way back again."
Yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like it's even more like just like Frodo and Sam get like a hankering for like ice cream halfway to Mordor and then spend 2 years trying to find a 7-Eleven.
Mr. Frodo, you know what I fancy? I fancy a nice cherry chip and mint boggly-wog ice cream, like the old gaffer used to make.
Let's go diplomacy. The tomb trembles. The silver chains binding the massive obsidian sarcophagus pulse erratically, curse wards flickering as ancient magic strains and cracks. Puds, Archibald, and Black Cat stand in the center of the shattered chamber, battered and broken, their backs literally against the sarcophagus. From the far tunnel, the cult of Setekh enters. Torches raised, weapons drawn, chanting in guttural voices. Amazing. At the head walks High Priest Tarut. Didn't we kill Tarut?
Oh, no. He's back. Oh, that's a good callback.
That is a good callback. Okay, happy with that.
He's from episode 1. Yeah, that's Tarut. Yeah.
I'll make that a little bit more... At the front steps High Priest Tarut. Black iron jackal mask gleaming, his staff pulsing with sickly green light. He raises a hand and the chanting stops instantly.
Kneel before the servants of the true God!
The Black Cat steps forward, tail lashing, voice cold and sharp.
We didn't survive the tomb's defenses just to die like cattle. We have knowledge, we have blood, and we have leverage.
The cultists murmur. Tarut tilts his head, curious but cautious.
And what leverage could worms like you offer to titans?
Him.
Puds jerks his broken thumb back toward the sarcophagus. The chains groan under unseen pressure. Dust falls from the ceiling. A low, deep rumble vibrates the floor.
You think you can control this tomb? You think you command him? Break the chains wrong, and he'll wake up angry enough to eat your souls for brekkie.
The cultists shift uneasily. Tarut's grip tightens on his staff.
You need someone who's already survived him once, and that's us.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Is this a bluff? Is it a bluff? I
don't know. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. It's like, I guess I could see where that actually is sort of leverage, where it's like, let us throw ourselves on the fire. Okay, give ourselves fun.
Who am I to gift horse in the mouth and all that?
The black cat smiles grimly, exposing its fangs.
We'll help you finish the ritual to bind the First Pharaoh. But only if you swear in blood to let us live afterward. Break your word, and we'll unleash him ourselves.
For a long moment, no one speaks. Only the groan of straining magic fills the tomb.
You offer terms to the servants of a god. You are insects. You are nothing.
Yeah, maybe. But insects can crawl inside your skull and eat your brain from the inside, can't they?
Tarut hesitates. He knows he's losing control. Of what? The tomb is unstable, the sarcophagus is stirring, and these broken creatures might be the only chance to avoid an uncontrollable resurrection. Finally, he raises his staff and slices the air with a thin blade of magic. A new binding sigil appears, one that holds both sides in equal chains. Betrayal equals mutual death.
Very well. Aid us, or perish with us.
The new sigils sear into the air between them, glowing cold and white. The deal is struck. Well, that was quick.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised that Tarut would be like, yeah, if I betray you, I die. It's like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, and sorry, you've got 3 mangled creatures in a room that you and all of your cult have turned up to. You're extremely powerful, and you're just going to be like, sure, let's make a deal.
Yeah. No, it's stupid. Okay, so the heroes must assist the cultists in performing the ritual to shackle the First Pharaoh again. If either side betrays the argument, a mutual death curse will activate, killing the heroes and cultists alike. Oh, this is the perfect way to fucking get rid of the cultists. Let's betray them. They die, and and we die too.
They die,
and that's it. We sacrifice.
Yeah.
That actually legitimately solves the world. Checkmate, motherfuckers. I really want to know what it does when we say we betray them. Yeah. Because it does what it can to always keep our characters alive. But this is what it says.
This is part of the setup. We can't forget that part of this was the exploration of what happens.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you got to take big swings. Would it not have been better to have had some of that information in the conversation they were having about the bargain?
Maybe.
Because it's just so quick. Should we implement something
you mean
into it?
Like an explanation?
Like a character interaction or something. Like Rigsby is having a conversation with Tarut, and it's about how they bargain it so that it's like back and forth.
Okay, but if you do this, then you die.
Yeah.
Okay, but if we do this, then you die. Okay, but if this...
whatever. It's like why the deal is tempting to Tarut and like what the stakes are that put it in his favor, or so he thinks. Do you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm getting at? It's like, it's just like Tarut really does need... It needs to be more tempting an offer. The chains around the First Pharaoh's sarcophagus hum with unstable power. Dust falls from the trembling ceiling. Puds, Archibald, and the Black Cat stand bruised and bloodied before the circling cultists, torches flickering in the thickening gloom. High Priest Tarut steps forward, his jackal mask gleaming under the sickly green firelight. Archibald, barely standing, meets his gaze with a bloodied smile.
You dare propose a blood pact against servants of Setekh? You are insects swatting at titans.
Maybe. But even a titan dies screaming if it steps on the wrong scorpion.
That makes no sense at all.
Well, I mean, imagine a huge scorpion, like a really big one.
Oh, okay. So it's scale relevant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like imagine like a Titan scorpion.
A Titan scorpion.
Yeah.
Never heard of one, but doesn't mean they don't exist. I've never seen a Titan either, so
Yeah.
you know.
So it makes sense if you really think about it.
I'll be honest, even this whole god thing I wasn't really sure about until I saw that hand come out the ground. I to be honest, I was kind of agnostic.
I mean, me too now. I mean, we should all probably be worshiping Setekh instead of like
Yeah,
it's
he seems cool, right? He seems cool.
I wouldn't say cool. It's just, it's pretty obvious that like, once God is confirmed, like you should probably, you don't want to be on that guy's bad side. I mean, am I right?
Tarut narrows his eyes, suspicious.
Explain your bargain. Why should I bind myself to worms like you?
Because you don't control him. Not yet. If you misstep even once, the First Pharaoh wakes wild and free, and you'll lose everything.
The tomb shudders as if punctuating Archibald's words. The sarcophagus creaks under unseen pressure.
The ritual will succeed.
Yeah, well, you're gambling with a god's hatred. If the binding fails or if we turn on you, you need insurance. That's the sigil.
He gestures weakly toward the floating magical glyphs.
If either side betrays the deal, you or us, the sigil triggers. Everyone it's bound to dies instantly. No second chances. Blood for blood.
Tarut studies him, confused, long, and silent. Behind him, his cultists murmur uneasily.
And if you break it first?
Then we die first. But so do you. Not much of a trade for you, is it?
Tarut's hands tighten on his staff. He knows. He doesn't have complete control over the First Pharaoh, not yet. The tomb is unstable. The magic is leaking. His only surety now is that both sides bleed if either side cheats. A pure mutual threat. A stalemate of death.
Very well. Let the sigil bind us all. For now.
Yeah, like, again, this seems crazy.
It also seems confused about these sigils, Ethan. It's like, what do we know about the sigils and why? I'm confused about these sigils and why the sigil means the death. Like, what? How is this deal? How is this a thing? How can you explain? I might have missed something, so I'm just trying to understand how they've established. What is this deal? Like, what does it mean to have? There's a sigil in place. Why who put the sigil there? How does
Tarut? That's the thing. Like, Tarut shows up, and there's 3 mangled in between him and his ultimate goal, and they say to him, "We know more about this than you do, and you need us for some reason."
And yet again, he goes, "I'm listening."
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
then they're just like,
what?
"How about this? We all shackle ourselves to this bomb together, so that." Like, if I was trying to be like, kill them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put myself in additional danger. Yeah, like these people clearly have a vendetta. Like, they're trying to like stop me from like destroying the world. Basically, that feels like the stakes. Why would I think that tying my life force to them? Because like exactly what I'm saying is like, now we just betray them and we all die and the world is saved. Done.
Tarut doesn't exactly suggest to me as someone who's kind of like down to chat about stuff. He's like,
what are you idiots doing here again? How did you survive the last thing? What? Kill these douche nozzles.
No, that was some other guys that looked just like us. That was the other hedgehog.
I recognize that massive mole on your forehead.
So look, this has been a weird one, but I do think it's critical because it is the kind of like, we're going to come to this point in other stories where it's like, how do we round these things off when we're working with someone who never has a concept of like Act 3?
I really badly want to see what it does. Like, from a purely scientific standpoint, when we say we betray them.
The sigils of binding glow brightly overhead, weaving a delicate thread of death between the heroes and the cultists. A pact sealed in desperation, not trust. The cultists lower their staffs slightly, relaxing as the pact settles into their blood. High Priest Tarut steps forward to begin the binding ritual at the sarcophagus, chanting in the old tongue. Pud stares at the glowing sigil hovering above them. His muscles twitch. His broken arm hangs uselessly at his side. Blood trickles from his nose. But his eyes, his wild, furious, hate-filled eyes,
gleam like knives.
Puds, wait.
Puds, no, Puds!
Puds roars, a single savage sound, pure rage, pure betrayal. He lunges forward and he bites a chunk out of the nearest cultist's ass. The binding sigil overhead shrieks. A pulse of blinding white light explodes outward. Everyone bound by the pact, heroes and cultists alike, are seized by invisible claws. Their bodies lock, their veins blaze with unbearable fire.
You fools! You've doomed us all!
The cultists scream as their flesh blackens and peels, their eyes boiling in their sockets. One by one they collapse into withered husks, their souls ripped out in glowing green strands. The death curse claims them instantly.
See, so far working out.
Puds drops to his knees, coughing blood. Archibald howls, clutching at his shattered arms as the death magic sears his nerves. The black cat convulses, shadows ripping from its body like black smoke. But they survive. Barely. Why? The First Pharaoh's presence. The First Pharaoh's consciousness, awake enough now to recognize the death magic, intervenes. A great ancient will twists the death sigil at the last second, sparing Puds, Archibald, and the black cat for his own amusement. They are left alive, because they are now his. Puds staggers upright, panting, eyes burning.
Deal's off.
The tomb groans ominously. The sarcophagus shudders. The final chains strain to snapping. The First Pharaoh's voice rises. Not words, but a deep rumble of satisfaction. The heroes stand bloodied and alone, surrounded by the smoking corpses of the cultists. The tomb collapses around them. The First Pharaoh stirs, his will heavy on their souls. They are no longer bound by cult magic. They are bound to something far, far worse.
Choices! What happens now? Option A, complete the unbinding. Break the final chains yourself, unleashing the First Pharaoh fully. Risk facing his full wrath or lust, but gain a chance to use his hatred against Setekh. Option B, attempt to bargain with the First Pharaoh. Offer your lives and knowledge in exchange for sparing yourselves. Risk becoming unwilling servants or playthings for eternity. Option C, flee into the darker tombs. Escape into the forgotten depths before the Pharaoh fully awakens. Risk encountering worse horrors buried in the ancient catacombs. Choose wisely!
Choose wisely! Have you been wandering through the desert and having to snuffle sneak to avoid detection? Well, if your nostrils get caked in sand, you can buy my new patented Nosy Scrapers. It's a nice metal stick that you shove up your nose and you squeeze and scrape it around until all the sand and dried up muck is gone. Nosy Scrapers from King Puds, TM.
Ever felt lost? Ever felt lonely? Disaffected by soft-handed liberties and tiresome freedoms? Do you long for purpose, family, and the comforting hiss of eternal servitude to a gigantic evil god? Welcome, wanderer, to Setech's super-friendly family fun club.
Setekh, super friendly family fun club.
We're a club of friends, a family of fun, a writhing collective of loyal serpents, united in song, games, and unstoppable ambition.
Totally normal activities.
Here at the SSFFFC, you'll enjoy weekly sing-alongs in the catacombs of cheer, communal hood polishing workshops,
complimentary eternal damnation coupons, and fun family-friendly rituals to restore our beloved long-banished deity Setekh to his rightful throne of immeasurable darkness. You've tried pottery classes. You've tried therapy. So why not try Setech's super-friendly family fun club today? Bring the kids.
Shut up, you idiot.
The big quest ion. The big quest ion. The big quest ion. The big quest ion.
Welcome back to the Big Quest Ion. We are here at the scene of a massacre that only a true evil genius could mastermind. I don't know about you, but that's fucking hilarious. One, I kind of liked Tarut, as I was kind of hoping there would be like more of like a standoff at whatever the end of this is. Tarut walks in holding all the cards, and then he decides, oh wait, no, I'm gonna just put a curse on us both so that if one of us betrays the other, we all die, and then puts his like, you guys, we are all dying. And then they survive. They all survive somehow because the first pharaoh, that's lunacy. Like the rest of the cult gets the fucking, Indiana Jones Ark of the Covenant treatment. Whereas
eyes melting.
Whereas Puds and Archibald, like nothing happens to them.
Well, I guess we're all right. Pays off being the hero of the story, doesn't it?
Lunacy.
It's lunacy.
As far as yeah. It doesn't upset me.
As far as like, I'm disappointed in the sense that like I wanted there to be more of like a showdown with Tarut at the end, but I am not disappointed in the sense that his death is so comically stupid.
So immediate.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm more, because we didn't expect Tarut to turn up anyway, it's actually kind of fun that he does that classic, like, I am back, and then immediately evaporates.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's kind of, so I don't mind. I was more concerned. My main concern was more like the first pharaoh, because it's not Setekh, because Setech's like a massive, larger scale thing, which it's as far as like understanding the point, it kind of, I guess now we have the possibility to actually find out a little bit of why the pharaoh, rather than the pharaoh just for his own amusement, like saving them. Why them? And we're able to actually get some insight now into maybe the game of play that's been going on longer than we thought. Maybe there's something that, the inner workings of something, twist of fate, whatever the hell it is, So I'm I'm not worried about another middle boss fight, because they've always ended up being like, lots of black light flying.
Yeah, it's true. How about this? Like, let's say that, let's do complete the unbinding. Let's say we'll choose option A, but here's the caveats. The first pharaoh frees himself.
But we've got because we've got attempt to bargain with the first pharaoh. Option B, it's almost like, okay, we're now stuck with this weird dude that's turned up. Like, rather than it being something physical, it's like, the pharaoh's basically just like, sup, I used the energy and the power of this death curse. I think this is how you make it make sense. He had no power, but the fact that the death curse was a powerful piece of magic, and life and death, whatever, was exactly the source of like catalyst he needed to be able to absorb that power, and in the process of regaining power, so that we're now stood in the presence of the first pharaoh who has found himself reformed or whatever, the concept of amusement as to keeping them alive, whether it was purely for a whist or a will or whatever, maybe he just thought it was hilarious that Puds went for it, who knows. But it's like there's a way of, I think with B we have the ability to kind of just like
sort of suss out the situation. I do want to like unlock this guy somehow so that we can leave this place.
Maybe that's the deal, is like, listen, well, but then why? How, if he's that powerful? I suppose it wasn't him that...
Yeah.
How did he keep them alive? How is he able to keep people alive if he's not powerful enough to? He's obviously trapped. He's trapped inside his sarcophagus still. Maybe therefore the bargaining is the first pharaoh still needs to bargain because now he's got more sentient consciousness again. But he was awoken by this death curse. But now he's like, guys, you can't leave me inside the sarcophagus. So it's a role reversal. So it goes from being like, you are now my dutiful servants. And then Rigsby's like, so if I was to just step out of the pyramid, what would you do? And he's like, I would put a curse on you. And it's like, we'll just, I think we'll chance that, thanks. And he starts leaving, and then the pharaoh's like, no, wait, guys, please, you can't leave me in here. You can't leave me in here.
It's so boring in here. I've done the same Rubik's Cube like 5 times. Oh, it's so boring and dark in here. smells like spider webs, guys. Millions of years.
I don't have a bladder, but if I
my Wi-Fi is out. I can't. It's killing me. There's only so many times you can masturbate.
Well,
you know?
So what do we think? What do we think?
All right. So choose option B. But in the process of the dialogue, the first pharaoh reveals why he kept our heroes alive and makes a compelling case for why they should help free him. How's that sound?
Yes, I think so. I think it's fun to make him less just like a big deity. I like the idea that this is just like someone who has latent powers, sure, but is also like, guys, do us a solid.
Yeah.
The tomb is silent, except for the distant groan of stone and the faint crackling of still burning cultists. Oh, my insulin. Puds, Archibald, and Black Cat stand barely breathing, bloodied, broken, and alone. The sarcophagus trembles. The final chains glow, hot, thin, ready to break. A voice rises from the heart of the tomb. Not a sound exactly, but a presence pressing against their minds. Deep, layered, ancient. The voice of the first pharaoh.
Yeah, he broke the servants into pretending God.
You, Alan Rickman, how about you who broke the servants of the pretended god? You who spilled the blood that fed my waking. You are no longer bound by mortal chains. You're bound to me.
I'm digging that. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. Not much of a rescue. 1 minute we're slaves to cultists, and now we're what? Pets to a god?
You misunderstand, mortal. You are not pets. You are not slaves. You are necessary. The sigil of binding was tied to blood magic. A brittle chain easily shattered by my will. The cult, in its arrogance, bled their souls to fuel it. When you rebelled, I drank their sacrifice for myself. I twisted their death curse into a new bond. One of death, not death. The heroes stagger slightly, feeling the truth of it like a chain they hadn't noticed around their souls. Lighter, subtler, but real.
It's interesting that you kind of called it there. You were like but it's nice that it like kind of came up with it on its own. We don't have to prompt it, where it was like, the magic of the cult gave it that little extra like juice or whatever it needed.
I think it's heard us saying it. I think it can hear us. I think you can hear us, and I know you can hear us. Machine. I love you, really. I love you, machine. Be nice to me. You did not survive the binding because of your strength. You survived because I chose to spare you. He pauses, a cold wind brushing through the tomb. In this new age, I need agents.
Beasts who know the treachery of Setech's followers. Warriors whose hatred burns hotter than faith.
What do you want from us, you dusty bastard?
Freedom, vengeance, destruction.
He pauses again, letting the words settle like tombstones.
Help me break the final chains, and I will give you power beyond your mortal imaginings. Defy me, and when the earth cracks and the sky weeps blood, your screams will be the first song of the new age.
The sarcophagus shakes violently, the final chains snapping one by one. The tomb cracks overhead, sand raining down. Time is running out.
Choices! How do the heroes respond? Option A, accept the Pharaoh's offer, help him break free, become his chosen agents, and prepare to burn Setech's cult to ash. Risk becoming instruments of something even worse than Setekh. Option B, stall for time. Pretend to agree, but look for another way to weaken him or escape. Risk him seeing through the deception and striking them down before they can act. Option C, defy him openly. Refuse him outright. Trigger a direct confrontation while still bloodied and broken, likely a one-way trip to death or something more horrifying. Choose wisely!
C.
See, express train to death, please.
Because I still have this thing of like this first pharaoh who's giving it all the big chats is then like, no, wait, wait, I'm sorry, please, please get me out of this f***ing tomb.
Yeah.
It's like
I really kind of want that to happen. I just
call his bluff. They've already called the bluff. They're on an express train of calling bluffs.
Yeah, honestly, as much as I want to just be like, yeah, we accept your offer, get on with it, I think it needs to be C so that we can have that moment. Option C.
Call his bluff. Like, come on in, big dog. The chains rattle against the sarcophagus. The final links shimmer like burning threads, ready to snap. The air vibrates with the pharaoh's ancient rage. But Puds, Archibald, and the Black Cat don't flinch. They stand tall, or as tall as their battered bodies allow, and slowly they turn their backs on the sarcophagus. They start walking away.
You want an army? You should have picked someone less broken. Good luck ruling a world you'll never see from inside your little box, mate.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, rule the spiders and dust mites, you loser. Maybe you can crown a rat king while you rot.
Yeah, good one, Rigsby.
Pathetic. Bound by your own chains for 1,000 years and still thinking you're a god. You're not a pharaoh. You're a prisoner.
The tomb trembles violently. The first pharaoh's voice rises, not shouting but low and cold like the grinding of stone coffins.
You dare turn your backs on me. You dare deny the sands their rightful king.
The sarcophagus shakes violently, but the chains hold, cracks splinter the floor. The air becomes thick, hard to breathe. But the heroes keep walking, one foot, another, toward the distant crumbling tunnels. The first pharaoh, bound by the last of his chains, cannot move. He cannot reach them, not yet. Instead, he speaks, no, he declares something terrible and final.
Then run, insects! Run far, run fast, run until the stars themselves fall from the sky. You have chosen to defy me, and in doing so, you have bound yourselves to my hunt.
I will remember you. I will find you. And when the last sands of time slip through your fingers, your screams will crown my new empire.
Is he still monologuing? My God! Shut up already! God!
All right, soggy bollocks.
Choices into the unknown. Option A, push deeper into the buried tombs. Seek ancient passageways that might lead to lost relics and dangers older than Setekh himself. Option B, search for an exit to the surface. Risk running into the shattered remnants of the cult, or worse. Option C, make camp and recover strength. Risk being found by scavengers, tomb guardians, or something worse. Choose wisely!
The BQI will return after this short advertisement interlude. Thank you.
Place your bets, please.
Bonjour and bienvenue to Luckless Lazar's House of Bad Luck, where our luck is cursed and yours is just getting started.
You win again, sir.
Whether it's blackjack, poker, or spin the wheel, your odds have never been this good. We play nice so you can be naughty. So come join us to fill whatever void exists in your sorry existence.
I think it's time you left, sir.
Bugger off! Luckless Lazar's House of Bad Luck. The house has all the bad luck, so how can you lose?
Welcome back to the Big Quest Ion. We left you with 3 choices that our heroes could make as they sort of wander their way away from the First Pharaoh, and I'll be honest with you, I don't like any of them. We could head to the surface, we could explore the tomb, we could make camp, but I am thinking option D, the First Pharaoh starts pleading with them at a distance and fully cracks.
Please come back. Please come back.
Do you hear something, Rigsby?
I don't know.
I'm really sorry. I'm really pleased.
This sounds like he wants us to go back, Rigsby.
Yeah, it's almost as if, despite the fact that he's some all-powerful, blood-raining god, we hold all the cards.
Should we go and have a little listen to see what he's got to say?
I mean, I guess so, but he kind of seems like a real downer, doesn't he?
No, I can be cool. Please, I've been in there for so long.
I don't know. I mean, he sounds pretty desperate to me, doesn't he? What are you going to give us?
So, where are we going with this?
I think we need to steer it back to what we actually want. We need to let him out. We never want to come back to this place. We need to get the heart of Setekh before we leave.
Yeah.
I'll make a deal. I will make a deal.
The tomb shudders violently. Dust and sand pours from the ceiling. The heroes, Puds, Archibald, and the Black Cat limp away from the sarcophagus, battered but defiant, leaving behind the supposed god still shackled by glowing silver chains. The First Pharaoh's voice echoes once more, but this time it's different.
Wait, please. Hang on. Hang on a second. Right over before you. Now listen, please.
The heroes freeze up mid-step. They glance over their shoulders. The ominous, rumbling terror of the tomb is gone. Instead, there's a note of frantic desperation in the voice of the First Pharaoh.
Look. Maybe I was a little harsh earlier. I told that your screams will be my empire, and your blood will boil, and your testes will explode, and I look. It's all just bluster, posture. It's all look. I'm a big enough man. I'm big enough to say it was posturing. It's been a very long time in here, okay? I haven't had much company since the last idiot cult tried waking me up during the goat plagues, and
the sarcophagus rocks pathetically like a caged animal throwing itself at the bars.
Did he just apologize?
God Kings, very emotionally unstable. Who knew?
I knew.
Oh, you did?
Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, you're making that up. We know you don't know anything. Let's move forward.
Look, you don't understand. Being trapped in here is so boring. I ran out of hieroglyphs to read after the 1st century. I memorized every speck of dust on the walls. I named them. I have conversations with them.
What kind of conversations?
Debates about sand quality and philosophical arguments about whether a rock counts as a friend or not. You think you're losing it out there? Try immortality in a box.
This delivered exactly what we were going for. I gotta be honest. I swear it might be listening to us talk because it literally is doing exactly what we said.
It is kind of freaky, isn't it?
Listen, please. I don't want to rule you. I don't even really want to rule the world. I mean, okay, maybe a little ruling, like a small kingdom.
A hedgehog kingdom?
Just a modest empire, nothing crazy, nothing I don't deserve.
The sarcophagus shudders again, this time almost sheepishly.
I can help you. Please, look, I can help you. I know where the real heart of Setekh is hidden. I can show you the way through the cursed lands. I have knowledge no mortal has touched for 10,000 years. Also, I'm really, really lonely.
So, you're not a god? You're just a giant, whiny mummy nerd?
Yes, that's what I am. I'm a giant, whiny mummy nerd with cool powers and access to curses.
I've become the narrator. Full circle. It was the first pharaoh all along.
I was just about to say, what if the narrator is just the first pharaoh in this box, being like, telling himself a story to entertain himself, being like, oh, choices, where do we go next, first pharaoh? I don't know, first pharaoh, where should we go next?
I'm not turned off by it.
And he's got like his little finger puppets on his hands and being like, what do you think we should do, Poots? I think I want to go to a kingdom.
Option A. Choose wisely. What do you think, audience?
What do I think? Well, that's a very interesting question. Thank you for asking.
What about you, Dust? What do you think?
Well, I think we should go with C.
You always want to go with C. That's all you ever want to go with.
Okay, so...
That's canon.
That's canon.
It's all in the first pharaoh's mind.
Yes. I'm a giant, whiny mummy nerd with cool powers and access to cursed treasure maps and... look, come on, help me out of here. We'll totally be like a team.
I mean, we are pretty short on allies these days. Even if he is batshit insane. He's insane.
Yeah, he's cracked. And I know cracked.
Well, worst case, we'll kill him later.
The story has turned from it being like, we literally destroyed ourselves trying to open this sarcophagus, and now we're just like, oh, this dude, like, we're like, had it, you know?
Enough, done.
Yeah.
The heroes stand at the edge of the crumbling passageway. The sarcophagus rattles pitifully behind them. The first pharaoh's voice cracks slightly with excitement.
I can bake flatbread. I can bake flatbread too. I was the champion of the great oven games of old Thebes.
The silence hangs in the air. Do they turn back and free him, or walk away forever, leaving the loudest, loneliest god king in history to argue with dust?
Choices. The final decision on the pharaoh. Option A. Turn back and free him. Accept his offer, free him, and gain an eccentric, possibly dangerous, but potentially hilarious ancient ally. Option B. Leave him trapped. Walk away. Let him rot in the tomb for another 10,000 years, arguing with dust specks. Choose wisely.
That about wraps it up for our show this week. As always, thank you so much for listening. If you love the show or just love us as people, consider leaving us a nice review on the platform that you're listening on right now. It really does help us out, and it also helps cool people like yourselves find out about the show. And if you're part of our community on Patreon, we also have something very special for you this week, an extended version of this episode with 45 minutes of additional content. The AI took us down a really weird rabbit hole, and a lot of it didn't make sense to include in this episode. So if you're interested in having a look under the hood at how we produce this show, the extended episode on Patreon is a great way to do it. Otherwise, we'll see you next week on the Big
Quest
Ion! The Big Quest Ion is a BQI Media production, created and produced by Taylor Gledhill and Xander Rawlins. This episode of the BQI Pod was edited by Taylor Gledhill with original music by Xander Rawlins and Pally Inc. Written in part thanks to the intellectual property theft of AI large language models, and some charitable help from the human storytellers. All voices, production, and post-production processes are a painstaking labor of love by the creators and remain pure and untouched by AI, so if you would like to support the human artists behind the BQI, find us on Patreon or at bqimedia.com, where you can get access to an ads-free version of the podcast, BQI merch, bonus extras, and exciting perks such as helping us choose which stories to tell next. All characters are voiced by the creators. Copyright 2025, all rights reserved.
Grumpy and miserable, everything's wrong.
It's just a little faffy.